mamamayan ay may tungkulin na pinanumpaan. Nanumpa na maglilingkod ng buong puso batay sa tanggapan na kanyang pamumunuan. Bago ang lahat, mamamayan muna. Ito ang palatuntunang maglalahat ng mga tuwirang impormasyon upang magsilbing gabay ng ating mga nanunungkulan saan mang tanggapan ng pamahalaan para sa kapakanan ng mamamayan. Bago ang lahat, mamamayan muna. Maglalatag ng mga naangkop na payo para sa lahat ng mamamayan na umaasam ng tunay na pagbabago at kaginhawahan sa buhay. Bago ang lahat, mamamayan muna. At ngayon, narito ang inyong lingkod, Corazon Alma.
In our FB page, Broad Streamcast Communicators. You may also follow me on Facebook at Corazon Alma de Leon, or you may contact me at 0918-912-3546. Today is a very happy occasion because we have a global youth advocacy for tobacco control. But before that, I'd like to welcome our two co-hosts. First, Mrs. Sonia M. Rocco, please give your greetings now because we have a full house. Go ahead, Sonia.
Thank you very much, Cora Alma de Leon.
Yeah.
This program was your brainchild, and it has been going on because I think you really believe that the more information, in the people, the citizens can make informed choices. And her tagline the name of this program is Bago ang lahat, mamamayan muna. Before all else, let's think of our people first. Citizens.
Yes.
So I'd like to welcome our international guests from how many countries in the world? One is from Bangladesh, one is from Pakistan, and one is from, is it Nigeria?
Kenya.
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 And of course, Judy is our Philippine representative. So I'd like to welcome you all, and I hope our listeners who keep on tuning every time we have this program will be there and also will be enlightened, and we'll have more knowledge and information about the topic that we will talk about this afternoon.
Thank you, Sonia. We'd like to ask May to already give her greetings. She's already available. May?
Good afternoon to
Yes.
everyone. Good afternoon to Chair De Leon and, of course, Ms. Sonia Rocco. And, of course, before everything else, we'd like to welcome ELVINA Majiwa from Kenya, Ms. TABASSUM RATRI. I hope I pronounced your name correctly, from Bangladesh, and DUAA MIRZA, Pakistan. So, gender balance yung ating guests. And later, we can ask first si Judy to explain what is this Global Youth for Tobacco Control, what it is all about. And of course, lastly, we'd like to welcome all our guests, those listening in the radio, and those who have been following Cora and this program. Thank you very much.
Yes. And I think it is appropriate that I read first a poem from Rabindranath Tagore, which will inspire our program. He says, where mind is without fear and head held high, where the world has not been broken to fragments by narrow domestic walls, where tireless strivings stretch their arms towards perfection, where the mind is led forward to thee into ever widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. In a very real sense, this program is to wake up our country. And right now, it is not just the Philippines, it's Kenya, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and of course our country, Philippines. So moving on, we'd like to ask our invited guests. First, siguro, Judy, you open the forum by inviting our three guests, other than yourself, to talk about the global youth for tobacco control. Go ahead, Judy.
Magandang hapon or good afternoon, everyone. And thank you for having us, the Global Youth for Tobacco Control. So I'm Judy from the Philippines and part of the campaign team of our network. So let me introduce briefly what is Global Youth for Tobacco Control, or shortly Y4TC. So Y4TC is consists of 17 countries with 17 members. So uh, let me run through which country. Uh, of course, Philippines, Indonesia, Bangladesh, Vietnam, from Latin America, from Southeast Asia, and um, and from Europe. So we have Argentina, Mexico, Ukraine, Bosnia, Turkey, South Africa, Colombia, India, of course, Pakistan, USA, Kenya, Bolivia, and Zambia. So in October 2022, we CTFK, the Campaign for Tobacco Free Kids, organized a Youth Ambassador Network on Tobacco Control Summit, which was held in Turkey. Then we had a very wonderful learnings and exchange of experiences, especially in tobacco control. And we come up with a wonderful network, and it is the Global Youth for Tobacco Control, or Y4TC. So it is a worldwide alliance dedicated to empowering youth to combat tobacco issues. And it is not just about, it's not just about words. So it serves as a resounding call to action and a shining beacon of hope for a world free, or for a tobacco free world. So just like what our tagline, we always say, let's be tobacco free. And now we have our members. So I'm happy and I'm glad that they said yes in this wonderful program. So we have TABASSUM RATRI from Bangladesh, Elvina MAJIWA from Kenya, and hopefully I hope DUA will could make it. So DUA from DUA MIRZA from Pakistan. So there you have it, Ma'am Cora.
Okay, we'll ask Elvina, first one to light, Majiwa of Kenya, to greet us. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone who's watching. Hello, Corazon. Thank you so much for inviting me into this show. And I'm really eager to engage with everyone here. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. And of course, welcome to the Philippines. And we have from Bangladesh, Tabassum Ratri. She's here also. Go ahead. Greet our
Hello,
listeners in this program.
hello everyone. I hope you all are doing great. So this is Tabassum Ratri from Bangladesh. It feels great, and we are thankful to Philippines for the hospitality. They have invited us for the program, and also thanks to Judy for inviting us. And we would love to talk about our initiative, Global Youth for Tobacco Control. And we'd like to spread the message that we want to be tobacco free, and our next generation to be tobacco free. So I think it will be a good interactive session today. And and together we will talk, we will learn, and we will have a good time today. So thank you.
Thank you very much. I think Dua Mirza is not yet here of Pakistan. Judy, she's
Wala
not
pa
yet
nga.
here. Or
Yes,
is
I
she
think
here?
she's having a connection problem.
Wala.
So
Sige.
yeah.
Okay. I guess the
Cora,
first question,
may I ask one
Sonia, go
question?
ahead.
Yeah, if,
Throw the
uh,
first question.
yes, if Judy and Elvina and Tobasum are youth, how until what age is youth in your organization?
Good question. Ours very old.
So the age group for the young
How
people in
old is
our
youth?
how well, I think the oldest in our network is 35. So I think in the age bracket in the Philippines, I think it's still considered as youth. So I'm 30 and I'm still youth and I'm still young looking.
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
And
Similar
what
But
I
yes,
think,
I
yeah,
guess
and what I think is it's
the listeners
being,
in our program
yeah,
would be interested what inspired our guests to get involved in global youth advocacy for tobacco control. To what extent you found yourself engaged in the Y4 um, tobacco
TC.
control. Go ahead. I guess I'll ask Elvina first of Kenya. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Corazon. Similar to Judy, in Kenya, the youth age is between 18 to around 35, but it can go as far as 40, as long as someone has that youthful energy in them, why not? So, what inspired me to be part of the Global Youth for Tobacco Control is just the idea of thinking global but acting local. So there are very many global best practices, especially in drug prevention, that we can borrow and use it in our countries back at home. So that really inspired me, and also being part of a group of people who desire to make the world a better place and just promote healthy living really pushes me to continue with tobacco control efforts.
Yeah. Since Bangladesh was mentioned, let's ask Tabassum Ratri what inspired her to get involved in this global youth advocacy. Go ahead.
yeah. So from the start, I used to work on the rural level, but when I got the chance to work globally, I feel that it's a great opportunity for me as a youth representative to learn about the global aspect and do the research and get to deal with the other cultures and learn from the what say case studies and the success stories and the failure stories, that how they have taken the initiatives, take smaller steps, where they succeed, where they fail, and what stories or what experience can be an asset for my country which we can also maybe follow. And one more thing is that if we are connected globally, we also can help each other to raise awareness. We can help each other, motivate each other, and what I feel, it
Ano may ano
actually
mo?
strengthens our power, it strengthens our voice. So that's the main uh,
Narinig ko.
my personal motive to get connected in the global perspective, because I feel it will make me stronger, it will motivate youths like me to work even more better and out of the box, and do whatever it takes to uh, do for tobacco control.
Thank you very much. Before I ask Judy, I'll ask May to raise her comments or question. Go ahead, May.
Well, I'm just delighted to know that there is this group recently organized, the Y4TC, and I really wish them all the best because I think we really must think of the youth and the children, the future generation of the Philippines and also of the world. Because, well, particularly in the Philippines, uh, while the adult smokers, the number of adult smokers have gone down, we note that the number of youth smokers are going up. So it's important that the youth is engaged and also involved and actively involved in tobacco control. So maybe we can hear from our guests what is well how they are addressing how the youths are addressing the uh, tobacco pandemic in the respective countries if they can share their experiences later.
Okay. But before that, maybe Judy can answer the question, what are the main obstacles in convincing youth to stay tobacco free, particularly in the Philippines? Judy, your
Yeah.
turn.
Yes, Ma'am Cora. I think one of the main obstacles me personally I encounter in convincing our young people to be tobacco free is what we call peer pressure, especially these tobacco products like vape products, which is very rampant in the Philippines. So, there's this something, some kind of aspiration. It creates an aspiration, something like, it's cool, uh, it's trendy. So I think convincing them to be part, the obstacle, convincing them to be part of this, to be tobacco free is, I think number one is peer pressure. So and I know it also happens. It happens globally. So I think that's the number one obstacle, uh, in my opinion. So I think Elvina and Ratri can add more.
Great.
Yes.
Sonia, there is already two two
Yeah.
listeners who already made comments. Maybe you can read
You want
already.
Yes, part of the program for your information, no, is giving feedback and comments, and from our listeners. And these are some of them. The two of them have already commented. Evelyn Roda says, "Good afternoon, po." Po is the uh, polite way, and what they call this is the way we express respect for elders. So we use po. So Evelyn Roda says, "Good afternoon po." And Mabel Roa, "Good afternoon, Ma'am Cora, Madam Sonia, and Madam May, and your guests from Global Youth for Tobacco Control. Excited to hear the initiatives and best practices of countries represented by your guests in tobacco control. Their enthusiasm and commitment towards this cause is admirable. God bless po." So those are the initial comments from our listeners. Back
So
to you, Cora.
appropriately, we can ask the question, are there any success stories or notable achievements in your tobacco control campaigns that you'd like to highlight? So again, we will put you in the map with from Kenya, Bangladesh, and of course Philippines. Elvina, please go ahead and share your success stories or notable achievements in Kenya. Go ahead,
Thank you very
Elvina.
much. Just to highlight for those who are not aware, maybe, Kenya is in the east side of Africa, so it's in East Africa. And in Kenya, we are the leading in tobacco control efforts, so that's really good. Many countries look to Kenya for advice, for guidance, and just to borrow some best practices. So one of the biggest achievements is that Kenya ratified the WHO Framework Convention on Tobacco Control. That was back in 2005. And I'm really glad that those who went ahead of us prepared the way really well. So that was a big milestone. So in terms of youth advocacy, we've done a lot of digital advocacy, and some of the victories we've had is, for example, banning of shisha. Banning of shisha is a tobacco product that used to be used a lot in Kenya. So that's one of the milestones that we've achieved. Apart from that, there's been an increase in the tobacco taxes uh, by 20%. So also that has really reduced tobacco consumption, among very, very many other successes. But for now, let me just mention those ones.
Let us ask Tabassum Ratri of Bangladesh to share also their success stories or notable achievements. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for the question. Well, my country, Bangladesh, I'd like to mention that is the first country to sign the FCTC convention, and besides that, our honorable Prime Minister has pledged for making Bangladesh a tobacco-free nation by 2040, which is a really good motivation for us to work for the cause. And besides this, I'd like to mention that I'm so proud that I am directly part of the uh, attempt, or I have been able to witness that a draft of a law reform of with six demands like ban on selling single sticks tobacco, particular amount of increase on taxes on the cigarettes, and with similar kind of specific demands that can play a significant role in the tobacco control of Bangladesh have already been drafted and presented in the ministry, and we are running campaigns, digital campaigns, and taking pledge signings to for the speedy process and speedy passing of the draft. So that's what I feel, if passed, and we are hopeful that it will surely pass, is a ongoing process, but this is I mean, this can bring a revolution for us for the good. And besides this, Bangladesh also has motivating the youths really high, and we have a pictorial, of course, pictorial packaging warnings of 50%, and the taxes are increasing. Maybe that are not enough, but there's a way more to go. But for now, I think these are the remarkable steps taken by our youth and our country. And also, I'd like to mention what is really remarkable is that in our country, publicly smoking in transportations and public places, in office places, is totally banned. So this is, I think, the most notable and main achievements that we can say that we have achieved, but obviously there's a lot way to go. And also, in order to ban e-cigarettes, we are working ahead and planning to draft proposal to the parliaments. So these are the current status, I can say.
Okay, then maybe Judy, it is time that you share what we're doing in the Philippines. Well, whether we can
Okay.
crow about it as well, the same way
Mm-mm.
that Tabassum Ratri shared the experience in Bangladesh.
Mm-mm.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Judy.
Maybe I can highlight one remarkable achievements for the Philippines, and that is the syntax. So in 2012, a tax reform on tobacco control and alcohol products. We call it sin not because of sin, but it is, yeah. There's
Syntax.
yeah, the syntax. So there's there's some kind of cultural context to it here in the Philippines. But I think the sin tax or tax reform on tobacco and alcohol products in the Philippines. So it aims to fund, to boost health budget, expanding the reach of the universal healthcare program, and so the coverage for the sin tax increased from 74% to 82%. So within 4 years, so this sin tax applies to all tobacco and alcohol items. And ever since the sin tax was passed and implemented, so we had in the Philippines very good implementation of syntax. The cigarettes here, especially the single sticks price, are now very high. So, Ma'am Cora, let me also highlight for the achievements also of the Y4TC network. So we were able to formally launch our youth network during the World No Tobacco Day. So, and we continue part of also part of increasing and building and increasing our presence is actively participating with with different programs like this, Bago ang Lahat Mamamayan Muna, and partnering with other organization. In fact, recently during the International Youth Day, we were able to partner with Good Governance on Tobacco Control, or GGTC. So I think that is the most notable achievement also for the network, that we were able to formally introduce this wonderful alliance. Thank you.
Sonia, you're on deck. We have comments already. Go
Yes.
ahead.
Let me continue with Jinky Bueno Ilut. Mapagpalang araw po, Ma'am Cora, Ma'am Sonia, Ma'am May, and guests. And we have Matthews Naveen, and he says, powerful. It's Naveen Simwinga. Where are you, Matthews? And then we have Rola W. Mwangi. It's quite encouraging to hear of the global efforts towards tobacco control and advocacy. So we are also getting comments from people not from our country. The names don't sound Filipino. Matthews Naveen is from Zambia. So we have somebody from Zambia listening. Thank you. Thank you. May I continue, Cora? I've noticed from what they were saying that the government is active in banning. So does that mean they don't have laws? The government is itself doing the banning of smoking in your country? Did I hear that from Kenya, from Elvina?
In Kenya, we have regulations that are in place so for example, they prohibit the availability of tobacco products. So for example, in our country, it's prohibited to sell any tobacco product to an individual who's below 18 years old.
Okay.
So yeah, there are very strict regulations around that.
Yeah, that's good to hear because youth for tobacco control, that's what you're fighting for. Yeah, that's good to hear. How about in your country, Tabusum? Is that Tabassum? Is that Bangladesh? You're muted. Yeah.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so sorry, I got disconnected maybe. Can you please repeat the question?
No, what I noticed in what you were in what both of you were saying is that in your countries there's the government is very active in banning smoking for the youth, which is good. Because here we have a law, and yet we still have to advocate that the law is followed. That's why we have these programs, we have information, and part of the law is allowing vaping, isn't it, May? Maybe we
In
should
our
also.
Sorry. So in our country, vaping is not banned yet. We are working on that. I mean, the proposal, the cabinet is on its way to pass on or to approve the banning on e-cigarettes, and soon the draft will be is planned to propose to the parliament for passing it as a law. But for now it is not approved yet, but they are planning to ban the e-cigarettes. But obviously in our country there is ban on smoke publicly. And what another thing ban is that in our country selling cigarettes or the tobacco products to the minors is banned. I mean, they cannot sell products to the minors or kids below 18. So this is the situation in our country.
Yes. Cora, where are you? She got lost. May, can you come in?
Yeah, yeah. Well, these are very good news for all of us. But in the Philippines, it's still very challenging concern. No? While there is a law that, well, allows selling only to those who are 18 years old, but the enforcement of the law is quite difficult. So I don't know whether you have also that challenging problem of enforcing that the selling of cigarettes and vape to those who are below 18 years old. Anybody can answer the question? Because here we
Yes,
have, yeah,
yeah, yes, Mary. Similar to what you have in the Philippines, in Kenya, there's a problem with enforcement. Yes, we have one of the strongest laws that are there, but the issue of enforcement of these laws is a challenge. And this is probably because not many enforcers are aware, have the knowledge on how to deal with tobacco control matters. In addition to a lot of tobacco industry interference, because remember the tobacco industry is out to maximize profits, and if it
that's
means
right.
selling to those who are under age, they'll still sell it to them. So there's a lot of industry interference as well.
So we have the same problem. But
Yes.
in addition, we are also concerned that, as you said, most of the tobacco companies are really in for the profit.
Mhm.
A recent development in our country is that we have two big tobacco companies who have set up production factories for e-cigarettes, and that will really be harmful to the Philippines because the supply will be made much easier for the youths, no? Because now we are seeing that even at elementary grades, like 8 or 7 years old, are already vaping. So this is a
Yeah.
problem. So there will be I guess for the Asian region, there will tobacco industries will create big production companies, and to me that is really very alarming. Thank you. Back
My
to you, Cora.
apologies. I got disconnected for a while. So
Yeah.
I'm back.
Okay.
So, Sonia, there are many, many people who are
Yes.
watching.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, for example, we asked Matthews Naveen from where he was coming from, and he answered from Zambia. So we have somebody as
Wow.
far as Zambia who is with us. Then we also have we want to ban smoking in public places in Bangladesh. In public places, I think in the Philippines we have a no smoking in public
That's
places.
right.
There
Yeah.
are designated places for smokers. Yes, and we have Lesego Mafele, how do you pronounce it? Mefele. All the best, Bangladesh. South Africa is also at an almost similar stage when it comes to regulating e-cigarettes.
Figure.
Then
Wow.
back to Matthews. Matthew says the industry keeps improving its tactics
Tactic,
Tactics.
daily.
tactics. Yeah.
Yeah, tactics. Because as somebody mentioned earlier, they produce tobaccos for profit. Never mind your health, right? And then we have Fariha Rahman, all the best from Bangladesh. Also, many are listening from Bangladesh. You have many fans, Basum.
Ratri.
Thank you.
So our next question is really what key messages or campaigns have been particularly successful in reaching and resonating with youth audiences worldwide because you attended the Global Youth for Tobacco Control. I guess it is a matter of sharing what works or doesn't work so that we can fine tune the efforts in relation to tobacco control. Go ahead, our guest, Elvina, and then
Yes, thank
Tabassum,
you.
and then Judy. Go ahead.
What I've noticed works very well is involving also the smokers in these campaigns. So, for example, in 2021, we had a global campaign and it was about committing to quit. So, this campaign aimed at encouraging those who are smokers or those who use tobacco products to quit. And many of them really joined in these efforts, and it made a very big impact on their lives and also on the lives of those around them. So, not stigmatizing those who use tobacco products, but just encouraging them to quit and encouraging them to join in tobacco control efforts really works.
Thank you, thank you. Uh, what about Tabassum Ratri?
Yes, so for me, what I noticed is that I agree with what Elle said, that of course, I mean, including the smokers are important because the more they will understand the importance of quitting the tobacco or smoking, this will be good for them, and they can be a role model to others that if they quit, so the other people can also quit it. And besides this, what I feel is important is that involving the other stakeholders. For example, I have seen an example in a country that they have worked with the parent in the schools, the parent teacher community, where they will do awareness campaign with the parents, that will eventually serve to the kids, right? I mean, if the parents are aware of obviously this will pass on. So I think that was also important in my country. In our youth advocacy campaigns, what we witness, that we try to reach out the tobacco laborers, that what are the hazardous impacts they also even face, and we try to amplify their voice as well, because they are the direct stakeholders, right? So when they will say something, that will be more important and more raw to make people feel the depth of the seriousness of the problem. So I think that involving the stakeholders to speedy process of the campaigns or the speedy achievement of the results helps a lot when we try to involve all the stakeholders, be it the tobacco laborers, the smokers, the parents, the kids. I mean, this is really important to work with all of them, not just say that okay, I want to do this and let's just focus on the youth or focus only on the elderly. No, we cannot leave behind anyone. We need to work for everyone and take everyone together to be tobacco free. So that's what I think is important.
Thank you very much, Judy. You want to add to our own Philippine experience? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's the same as Bangladesh and Kenya. So we really we what we need is humanize stories, real stories of people, especially young people who quit. In the Philippines, we have our uh, tobacco control youth advocate. His name is Kyle. So he was a former vapor. So we need that kind of stories of young people who quitted tobacco products use, especially in smoking and vaping. And as for the Y4TC, we continue to campaign for a tobacco-free generation. So I think that's
Yeah.
our mantra and our guide as a network to continue to educate young people, to continue to convince them because uh, there are a lot of key messages, there are a lot of campaign messages, but for me, I think personally, what we need is to um, humanize and I think lamanize more so that the heart of the message that we're uh, saying for tobacco control would really reach and convince the young people. So for the Y4TC, we had wonderful campaign activities, which was participated by different uh, young, which was participated by young people from different countries, especially during the International Youth Day and World No Tobacco Day. So, as for the Y4TC, um, what we always say is let's be tobacco free. So I think that's our the main message of the Y4TC as well.
Great, great. Sonia, they're making you
Yes,
work. We have
yes.
more comments.
We have, where did we leave? Okay, we have
Maria Ramam.
Mirna Rosel. Seems your radio program has gone international. Congratulations. Ooh, let's all give ourselves a big round of applause. And Fariha, from it's crucial to encourage people to quit and promote smoke-free environment for the well-being of all. Yes, I agree with you. I think that's what the advocacy we're working on. Nice to see such achievements from different countries on tobacco, e-cigarettes, vapes, and nicotine pouches. Support from Pakistan, Rana Irfan. Wow, we have somebody from Pakistan. How nice the feeling of international. Then we have Rola Mwangi. By engaging smokers in advocacy campaigns,
We are
we are
able.
able to warn and emphasize on the dangerous, addictive, and deadly effects of tobacco consumption, especially among young people. Support from Kenya.
Wow.
We are now like in a Miss Universe contest. Edwin Mancha, good afternoon from Santa Cruz, Philippines, Laguna, and Mylene Smiley. Good afternoon. Magandang hapon sa inyo. So here we are having a very interesting conversation on uh, making our countries smoking free, tobacco free. But I think that will not happen because we have an industry here that produces tobacco. And that's in the province of our president where he comes from. So he will protect the industry, I'm sure. We
And
have
then we have
Timothy
some locals.
Ignacio. Good afternoon po. Good afternoon, Tim.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
Dara.
Mylene,
what. Yeah.
Smile, and Timothy Cortez Ignacio added their comments. Anyway, moving on, global youth advocacy for tobacco control. In other words, we talked about the past, the present, and what future do you want to see. Again, we go back to Elvina, to Tabassum, Ratri, and of course to Judy. Go ahead.
Yes, I envision a very active youth movement, a very
Are you
strong youth movement.
disconnected now, Elvina?
No, she's
How about
online. She's
Tabassum is
online.
still here?
Yeah.
Go
She's
ahead,
online.
Tabassum.
No,
Alvina is
Alvina.
online, Cora.
Yeah,
Alvina is
yeah,
speaking.
Elvina.
What do you
Alvina is speaking.
envision for the future of global youth advocacy? Go
Yeah,
So,
ahead.
Alvina
yes,
is
as I was saying, I envision a very strong youth movement and one that is very knowledgeable on the harms that tobacco causes. Therefore, when we have a strong movement, we'll be able to influence many other people. I also envision, of course, leaders who are very visionary. So, for example, in Y4TC, we have leaders who are motivated to make an impact in each of their countries. And that really helps the global movement. In addition, I envision very strong policies and regulations that protect the citizens of each of our countries from the harms that tobacco causes. So it's gradual effort, but I believe that we're going to get there.
Very good.
Your final message, Tabassum Ratri from Bangladesh. Go
Okay,
ahead.
thank you. So, what I envision is that I really want the health equity focus. I mean, I want that, I mean, who are doing smoking, they are doing it knowing that they will have an impact, they will have consequences. But the passive smokers, they do not give consent for the harms, right? So what I would like to see, that I like to see that health equity, and people who are being aware about that, okay, they are not harming others, everyone is getting a proper health so equity in their health, and get the taste of being healthy. And besides this, I want to see really the youth leadership to go ahead and leave behind a legacy, that the future generation should go ahead and lead for the well-being of people, for the well-being of health, and save lives. So that's what I want.
Very good.
Okay. We miss Dua Mirza of Pakistan, but maybe in the future she will join us
Yes.
later. Judy, your take.
Okay, yes.
What do you envision for the future?
Yeah, what I'd like to see is
Judy, can you
many
hear?
young people. Yes, yes, I can hear. I can hear you, Ma'am Cora.
Go ahead.
So, yeah, as I was saying, what I'd like to see is many young people are standing against these industries through advocating policies and campaigning uh, for education with regards to tobacco control, because we know that this industry, they are really targeting the youth. So it's really sad to say that they are really uh, targeting the youth, and they are as their, as their replacement markets, because old people uh who smokes, they sooner or later they will die, so they need new markets. and
To put it
and
simply.
this and their new market is the young people. So through this network, we envisioned, of course, through collaborative work, we envisioned to see young people and from different countries standing against standing on what is right, and the right thing to do is to promote a healthy living without any vices such as smoking or vaping. We Just quit, don't switch. Again, to our viewers, because this is the narrative of the industry, they want you to choose. So choose to quit. If you still want to smoke, then switch, because there's alternative. But no, vape products, e-cigarettes, tobacco, or other tobacco products are harmful to our body. So just quit. So just quit. So I think that's also our another vision, to see a lot of young people who are quitting tobacco products. And I also like to take this opportunity to inform everyone, because we recently celebrated the first anniversary of the Youth Summit. So the Young Ambassadors Network on Tobacco Control. We had our online celebration, online campaign celebration for the first year of this wonderful summit, which Y4TC was born. So thank you.
Thank you, thank you. And of course, we will be remiss in not asking final words from Commissioner Marian Mendoza, and of course from Sonia Rocco. Please go
Yeah,
ahead.
I really feel good and wonderful listening to the youths. They really are our future generation, and I hope to see, as I said, a world free Tobago, world free Tobago. And of course, I am also so inspired about the what you're doing. You're very knowledgeable, and I guess you are. I guess this is your destiny to really help in achieving our goal. So may your tribe increase. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. Sonia, your turn.
Yes, first I would like to congratulate all our guests and listeners who have come all the way to meet us on Zoom or whatever this is, the on StreamYard, to share our views on the perils and the bad effects of smoking, especially among the youth. So, though I've heard from Judy that Youth for Tobacco Control is only 1 year old, I think you've already gone global. And all of the support you get from these countries like TABASSUM, who joined us from Bangladesh, and Elvina, who joined us from Kenya. We are happy to get this connection, not this connection, but this connection, because now we are more aware that we are not the only ones working at it. No, it's like if the awareness becomes global, then we hope that the effects will also be global. And somebody said, act local, think global. So I think today we have succeeded in thinking global because you have come, and also thinking local because we would like to continue the advocacy among our youth in the Philippines, in Kenya, in Bangladesh. Thank you. Thank you for coming and joining us.
Thank you, one and all. It has been a wonderful afternoon as we have gone international, although we had some glitches, but we didn't mind. We got back. But this prayer is really for the nation, and I think it would be good for all of us to reflect on these words. Lord, let me be the change I want to see, to do with strength and wisdom all that needs to be done, and become the hope that I can be. Set me free from my fears and hesitation. Grant me the courage and humility. Fill me with spirit to face the challenge and start the change I long to see. Even if I'm not the light, I can be the spark in faith, service, and communion. Let us start the change we want to see. Let's stop smoking. Let's help people stop smoking. Let's help people do away with cigarettes, whatever e-cigarettes. Let us make a decision now that no longer will we consider it a problem. We will consider it a solution. Thank you very, very much, one and all.
Inyong napakinggan at natunghayan ang Bago ang Lahat, Mamamayan Muna. Sa pamamagitan pa rin ng inyong tulay sa tunay na pagbabago, ang Broad Streamcast Communicators. Hanggang sa muli, maraming salamat po.